one of the biggest parts of tattooing to me is the experience and the time spent with another human. The art is its own thing, right? And you work as hard as you can to do your best at that. My kids need to know that I work hard, or so they will know what it takes when they're old enough. So that's my mentality. So I kind of, those two things work, tattooing and family life kind of like feed off each other for me. Yeah. I'm the type of dude, like if you give me a goal, I'm going to make time for it and I'm going to meet that goal. Yeah. So just like those art shows that I've done, no video games, no listening to records. You got to focus. This is free time. Like any free time you have, you do that.
We're here popping. What's happening? What's happening? This is Austin Spencer with Support Your Local Tattooer. I'm super pumped. I always say this, but I fucking genuinely am, to sit down with my man Chance. I'm gonna say Gromez because your Instagram says Gomez. Yeah, C. Gromez. Chance Gomez. He's a Las Vegas-based tattooer. Hands down, like one of my favorite.
Oh man,
just genuinely kind dudes. Like I love your energy. I was really excited about sitting down with you today. We were talking about not sleeping, and I was like laying in bed. It was like 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, there's like so much fun stuff I'm looking forward to learning about you today. Because like we get to see each other. We have a lot of really like good mutual friends. But you know, like when we get to sit down like this, it's so fun.
Oh yeah.
And it's like it's just really cool to get to know each other more. And we've been tattooing in the same city for 20. How long you been tattooing?
Technically 24.
24 years?
Yeah.
Yeah. So were you doing your apprenticeship roughly like around the same time I was?
So it's with me, it's a different thing. Okay, let's go there right now.
Way back.
So I was in a hardcore punk band around the time I actually met my wife through a punk show that we were playing, and we decided to get married like within a year. It was like a quick thing when the guys in the band and a couple other friends, Bob's older brother, I think Bob too.
Okay.
They pitched in for our wedding gift and got me a setup from Unimax way back in the day. So in 2000.
Okay.
So in 2000, literally get home from my honeymoon and, the package is there on the doorstep, and just broke into that thing and fucking...
Really?
It came with remember the Huck Spalding book, A to Z, How to Tattoo?
So. Yeah.
So it came with that, and I was just like, okay, let's go. What? All the dudes in the band, they're like, you're such a good artist, dude. You need to tattoo, because, it was kind of, 2000. It was kind of in the punk scene and that stuff, it was catching on. Like, people wanted to get tattooed. So I went to town. I did my first tattoo on my leg, did second tattoo on the drummer of the band.
Pre-YouTube, you're just literally free balling it. Just
dude. Probably didn't use rubber bands the first, 50 tattoos.
All over the place.
Dude. Yeah. Some of them turned out pretty good.
Really? So you just jumped. How old were you then? You were pretty young.
I was 25, 24.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you started a little after me, but...
Yeah. That was 2000.
Okay. Yeah. Well, shit. Then so did I. Yeah, because I started roughly around 2000. So then you were just going to town on all your homies? Like,
going to town on all the homies. Back then you had to make needles.
Yeah.
So I had to figure out, you could order them like single needles, and then you had to solder them.
Yeah. No, I made them like
the jigs and everything.
Yeah.
So
did that come in the kit and shit?
No, it didn't. It came with just like a handful. Oh. But then because even before this, me and a homie, I was 15 years old. We watched a prison documentary on HBO, and they actually in this documentary they showed how they made their machines and shit.
Oh,
so we made machines.
So you rewatched that shit.
and tattooed each other. So that technically was my first tattoo. We were tattooing each other as kids. So I kind of knew like how it all worked. I had to find out. There was a local guy, I don't think I want to say his name, who we used to get drugs off of, like acid, meth, all that stuff. But he was a tattooer. Like, he was one of the guys back in the day that wasn't involved in like the bike clubs or like a Nazi. He might have been a Nazi. I don't know. But anyways, he's the local drug dealer. Okay. And he tattooed at a shop, which I won't say the name either.
Yeah.
So from purchasing other things from him, I knew he tattooed. So I hit him up. Yeah. And I was like, dude, how do I make these needles? And he's like, oh, come over to my house. I'll show you. I was like, okay. So he invited me over, went over his house, which was crazy, dude. This dude had like, it was like a movie, you know, walk into his house. There was like beads. It was like an opium den, dude.
Oh, okay.
Except there was like shotguns everywhere and shit, dude. But he was hella cool to me. He was just like, yeah, he showed me how to make a 7-mag.
Okay.
With like a razor blade and the hemostats, and showed me how to do it all. And he was just like, dude, this is what you got to do. You got to get these needle jigs. So I went, you couldn't really get shit. There was like Cam Supply, Unimax Supply. You could get stuff from those places, but they didn't like needle jigs. You couldn't.
Yeah. I don't
and you
remember.
couldn't. And like the internet was just barely there. Yeah. So it was like you had to like know somebody. So I went. Me and my wife, I believe it was right after we got married, we went out to this show called Inkslinger's Ball.
Oh, okay.
Old school show.
Yeah. Was it in LA?
Yeah, it was in Hollywood at the Palladium.
Yeah.
Went out there, met hella cool tattooers out there.
If you didn't know anybody there, right? So you just kind of went in blind, like.
Yeah, totally. I mean, I got tattooed there by a guy that we knew that tattooed here in town. I can't even remember his name. Yeah, my memory's shot. It's so long ago. But yeah, I got a bunch of needle jigs from there.
Oh, okay.
And then it was on. I was tattooing
Yeah.
everybody out of the house, working construction, tattooing at night.
No shit. Okay.
Yeah.
And you're still doing graffiti? Like, you're real big into graffiti, I know, but.
This was after graffiti.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah.
After the great fallout?
Yeah, dude. So we can talk about that, too.
I just remember hearing some wild ass stories. We have other mutual friends, I guess, that were involved, and you got raided.
Dude,
yeah? Is that what you want to call it?
Well, I mean, Jesse Girl's house got raided.
Yes.
I mean, kind of.
Yeah.
When did I meet you? I was trying to think I think Vanessa or someone was asking me, and I was like, did I meet you at like a punk house party? Did I meet you through graffiti?
We have a lot of longtime mutual friends, but I knew you through graffiti. So
yeah. Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah, so you were way more advanced than me. I was just kind of. I mean, I've been painting since I was a kid, but not like out getting up type shit.
I don't know about advanced, but a little bit loose on the morals of city and malicious destruction of private property.
I think that's all what we were doing at the time.
Yeah.
If you were an artist at that time, you were doing graffiti.
Well, yeah. Now graffiti is, it's on every commercial.
Yeah.
Back then, it was the only way to get out and do art other than, corporate nonsense.
Let's go back even more. I like hearing about anybody's first experiences with exposures to tattoos. Like, do you have any weird uncles or anything that had tattoos? Or
dude, nobody in my family had tattoos.
Yeah.
My first exposure, I believe, was besides like seeing bikers and magazines and stuff. We lived in this apartment complex. I believe I was in middle school, and we lived upstairs, and our downstairs neighbor was this elderly couple. And the husband, I think he was a veteran from World War II, but he had this big Black Panther right on top of his forearm.
Yeah.
And me and all my little skater homies, we'd be all out skateboarding in the parking lot, and he'd come out, and we'd always just be like, "Oh, can we see your tattoo?" And it was probably just, it probably just looked like a big black blob, because this was in probably 1990 or whatever. But
it was cool as fuck.
Yeah, dude, all of us were just like, we're gonna get tattoos,
Yeah.
Yeah. That was the first time.
That's awesome.
And then seeing people tattooed, getting skateboarding magazines, and then going to punk shows, seeing a lot more tattoos like that.
Were you touring at some point in time or no?
Yeah, multiple times in different times in my life. Yeah.
It's crazy how many tattooers have ties to music and being in bands and traveling through that. So they kind of get accustomed to being in love with that lifestyle, and tattooing kind of just made like a perfect match. You know? It's like, oh shit, you mean I can get paid to draw and fucking go see my friends all over the country or world?
Yeah, Yeah.
It's pretty cool. I don't know how to play fucking music. It's fascinating to me, but it's cool that you guys go all.
I haven't done it in a while, when you get a little bit older, have kids, it's a little bit, it's different.
Yeah.
I like it. I'll revisit it for sure.
Yeah.
My kids are starting to get older now, and I'm just like, oh, what am I going to do?
Yeah.
I have to start going to conventions, maybe write a record, go on a tour. Who knows?
Yeah. All right. Fucking A. I like it. So shit, go back to like Yeah, well, I don't know if you want to tell a little more about the big graffiti fallout. Is that what we want to call it?
Yeah, I guess.
So the house got raided, and you were in the house?
At least back then. I mean, I have a lot of friends that are cops now that I tattoo, right? And
Yeah.
they're great people, but these cops back then, they were fucking shady, dude.
Yeah.
They like tricked us. They tricked
Yeah.
us and we were just kids. But yeah. Anyways, I was asleep. Cops come into Jesse Girl's house. I was asleep. More often than not, I would sleep on the couch there
Yeah.
because me and our mutual friend
Yeah.
would be out writing graffiti all night.
Yeah.
And yeah, they came in. They didn't get much. They got my black book, but I didn't have any like cans or my photo album or anything. We were tipped off.
Oh, okay.
So we wouldn't hit all our
So
shit.
that's how they tie you to your name and everything?
Dude, they freaking swindled us into like confessing for it.
Oh.
Yeah.
And straight hinged you up, like locked your ass up or what? Like
Yeah. I mean, I think I was locked up for a couple weeks, and but then like when it was all said and done, like stupid amount of restitution I had to pay.
Oh.
But then they ended up just like, because I don't think the way that they got us hemmed up was like legal in a sense, but so they kept like dropping the amount.
Oh, okay.
And then eventually I paid it like off on a credit card, and then that was that.
Damn. Yeah. And then,
But yeah, dude, man, up on billboards, freeway, side of the freeway every night, dude.
Dude, I never, that's kind of where I stopped. I was like, I loved it, but not that much. Cause I was getting into some positions where I'm like, I'm either going to get fucking shot or.
Oh yeah, dude. Lots of those.
Or pulled
dude.
Down off of this wall or
fucking. We got chased by people constantly.
Alleys along the highway that you're trying to like squeeze through to jump out onto the.
Oh yeah, there's all
visible
kinds
spots.
of dangers, man. I think back on that. Like my son right now is 15.
Yeah.
And I think back and like, dude, when I was 15, 16, 17, that's what I was doing, man.
Dude, I remember in junior high, this kid was like, yo, my mom's out of town. I'm going to steal her car. We're going to go out. And I was like, fuck it, thug life. Like,
dude.
He's wearing his Jinko jeans.
Oh, hell yeah.
He's fucking smoking weed. He's like, I don't know. How old are you in junior high? Like fucking 12 or 13? And he was like,
Yeah, dude.
yeah, like let's roll. And that's what we were doing. It's fucking terrible. So I kind of started to get out of that, especially since my dad raided me. He specifically came into my room while I was gone. He knew what was going on, pulled all my cans out, pulled all my photos. So I have no history of any of my graffiti. It's all gone. You know,
See, they got a lot of that, dude.
But like,
I got maybe like a handful of photos, but yeah.
all my books,
cops
fucking
took all
everything, dude. I came home one day and it was just gone. And we've never talked about it.
Oh,
So if you listen to
dang.
this, Dad, I understand why you did it. But damn, I wish I had those fucking photos, dude.
Yeah, dude.
And all those drawings. So all my 35 millimeter prints, you know.
Damn.
Yeah. You would used to, we'd take all our photos with a flash in the dark, and then it would be all grainy and blown out, and then go get it at the 2-day hour or 2-day. Later on became 1 hour photo, and then you wait and get all your shit out, and you're like, what?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Show
You
all
have to
your
like,
friends.
you just be like, oh man, that one didn't come out.
Yeah.
No, that was that.
Yeah.
Especially if like, so we painted on freights a lot.
Really?
Dude. So like you painted it, the train was gone. You never see it again. So whatever documentation you had, that was that.
Yeah. You maybe see it by someday. Some photos will pop up. There's a lot of like graffiti writers that shoot all the freights and then just document them all.
Yeah,
I don't know if
yeah.
you remember those like websites you'd go to?
Oh, yeah.
And it would just try to find
Art crimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the shit.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
So you've always been fascinated with illustration and art in general, right? Ever since you were a youngster?
Oh yeah. Fourth grade, I was failing. Fourth grade, right? My parents come in for a conference with the teacher. Why is our kid failing? Teacher's got like a stack of just drawings. She's like, I can't get him to do anything but draw. And that was the beginning, you know.
Yeah.
And my parents, as good as they were trying to do, like back then, an artist wasn't a proper job that you could have. It's just like that's just a hobby, you got to do good in school.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
they couldn't.
Yeah.
I couldn't figure out how to do good in school.
How to to channel you in somewhat of a direction.
Yeah.
So most of it's entrepreneurial driven, or I guess like at our time, everybody was like, "Oh, you're an artist. You're a graphic designer. That's it.
Yeah,
That's the only
exactly.
option for you."
Yeah. And even that was very lucrative because the computers and internet and that all that hadn't even.
Yeah, my mom was an illustrator ever since I was a little kid. She was a professional illustrator, so I got to grow up around that. It was
pretty cool.
Real fun to see that. So I saw her be successful at it, and then so we kind of knew that there is some sort of a lane here.
That's great.
But a lot of parents that weren't necessarily creative people they just didn't know. It's not their fault,
I don't blame them at all, dude. Yeah.
If my kid liked football, I wouldn't know what to do.
Yeah. I'd be going to football games begrudgingly.
I always joke around. I'm like, if he's in metal, if he wants to join a metal band or football, I'm gonna be like, oh shit, okay, bud, let's figure this out.
Let's go brush up on Black Sabbath.
Yeah, I'm good with that. But yeah. So shit, yeah. So you got I don't know. Let's get back into your tattoo world.
Yeah.
So you got like.
So yeah. Learned how to make needles from the meth dealer.
Yeah. Guns in the house and beads and drugs.
So I was tattooing out of my house, playing in a hardcore band.
Yeah.
Working construction. That lasted quite some time. I met a guy through the punk scene, Kevin. I believe he was apprenticed by, I don't know if this is correct, but I think it was either Buddy or Ryan Downey. So back then, so he was like a proper traditional tattoo artist, and we hit it off. We were both into the same kind of music. We were both straight edge at the time.
Okay.
And so he like kind of taught me how to draw a little bit. My buddy Kevin, he still tattoos. He's out in Florida. But he taught me like the basics of like American traditional, like all the Jerry, Ed, type stuff. Because before that, I was just copying like, Huck Spalding Flash and like Cherry Creek stuff. Like, this was even before like, before Pricks, before like the graffiti stuff had even been intertwined in tattooing.
Oh, okay.
Or maybe at the dawn of that, I don't know. I wasn't around it. So I learned how to do American traditional, how to draw it. And then all that stuff started coming in. I started messing around with like all the chrome stuff and graffiti stuff.
Yeah.
But man, back then there wasn't a way to get in, and all the shops were seedy, bro.
Yeah.
It was all drugs, Nazis, bikers, which was its own era of stuff.
Yeah.
But like, I was like, here I am like this, trying to be on a straight path here, got married. And I was just like, oh man. And my buddy Kevin, he was working in shop to shop. He'd get kicked out of a shop because
There's always drama back in the day at every shop.
There was like whatever. A bunch of bikers came in and he didn't want to tattoo him, so he got fired or got beat up, got all the shit taken by the owner,
Yeah.
So I was like, man, I don't think it's going to work out for me tattooing. So there was a few years that I just didn't, I would tattoo out of the house like homies or people from work or whatever, but I didn't see it as a viable future. This goes on from 2000 to I think probably 2007. So 7 years of just, I always painted. I always like drew stuff, drew all the graphics for all the bands, 2007, I got laid off from my job, and a childhood buddy of mine, Corey Holton, he had apprenticed somewhere and had started tattooing. Had like a little spot. It was like a salon that had let him have a station in there, He hit me up and he's like, man, I know you're a good artist, dude, and I know you know how to tattoo. Why don't you come and I'll apprentice you? And I was like, well, shit, I'm not doing anything else right now, collecting unemployment. So I went over there and started messing around with him.
No shit.
He moved to like another shop, and I moved with him probably about a year. And he opened his own shop and signed me off, and that was it, dude. I fell in love immediately.
Yeah.
And these shops, like One of the shops was like Tropicana and Pecos, and then the shop he opened was Lake Mead and Nellis. So they were but I was loving it, dude. I was loving the characters coming in there, dude. I was just like, what? This is a whole like different world, you know?
Yeah.
It kind of brought me back to like that danger of like writing graffiti, you know?
Yeah.
Going through like the tent cities on the side of the freeway and on the overpasses and all that. Yeah. So it gave me that kind of feeling, and I was like, yo, but I'm making money too. So I was just like, hell yeah.
Yeah, dude, that was like, we were just talking about it yesterday with Clark North, like, and Phil Luck too on his interview. Like, those really rough, kind of wacky shops were the most exciting.
Oh,
like,
yeah, dude.
I mean, there was so many unique stories of just tweakers coming in, weirding out on you, getting naked in front of you, prostitutes coming in, offering all of their services for a tattoo. I remember I was standing right with my mom at the front counter. We had partners on that shop, and these two girls come in with their little mini skirts on and stuff, and I'm standing right in front of my mom. I'm like 23 years old, and they're like, hey, what's up? You know, like, hey, we want to get tattooed. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. You know, trying to treat everybody right, like not, you know, and then I like start drawing for them and give them a quote. And they're like, how about some of this instead? Because we're not trying to pay you. And just lift up their dresses and they're butt naked. And I was like, oh my God, the fucking mom is.
Sorry, Mom.
My poor mom, dude. She's seen it all. But just weird shit like that was like pretty regularly happening.
Man. I had on the shop that I worked at, it was called Electric Eye Tattoo. After the Judas Priest song, Lake Mead and Nellis, I had a guy come in. Well, first off, like, dude, it was probably a couple weeks after we were open. Like, it was just a little shop, 2 stations in there, you know, just a tiny little shop. I had a guy come in. So I would work like kind of the evening shift. My buddy Corey would work whenever he wanted because it was his shop. I had a guy come in and ask if we do trades. And I was just like, what do you got, man? And he pulled out a handgun, dude, with the serial numbers freaking filed off. And I was like, yo, nah.
I'm good on that, my man.
No.
Don't need that in my possession.
Luckily, he was just like, all right, no problem. And just freaking took off. I was like, oh my God.
Dude.
And like a couple days later, a guy from a bike club came in. And when I was there alone and was like, who gave you permission to open this shop? And I was just like, I don't know. This isn't my shop, man. I don't know, dude. And he was just like, I can't remember his exact words, but they were kind of threatening. Yeah. And then he took off, and I gave him my buddy Corey's card. I was like, dude, I don't know shit. From then on, the doors were locked at nighttime, though, dude. I was like, whoa, dude, this is really wild down here. And the same thing happened. Prostitutes would come in trying to trade tricks for cigarettes and stuff, or just like, whoa, dude,
what the fuck is happening here?
Yeah, dude.
That was like I want to say I miss it because that was a time when I was young and it was
I'm thankful for it, but miss it, no.
I feel like, I don't know if you remember like how many potentially incredibly tense moments there was with walk-ins, like guys, and they were just real aggressive, and you're just kind of trying to get through the consult, you know, with them, and then figure out if they're serious or not. And there was so many times where you're fucking terrified inside, you know? You're scared out of your mind, but you're trying to just maintain and you're cool and get through it. And then sometimes they end up being like the coolest, most... Yeah. But they kind of felt like they needed to be tough when they came in or something, you know? Yeah. I had to learn so much about
Then they're like people. Open books when they sit in the chair, dude.
Yeah.
Bro, that's one of my favorite things about tattooing.
Me
right?
too.
It's just the connection you can have. Like, it's taught me not to judge people.
1,000%.
Like, specifically, this big bro guy comes in and, Fox shirt on, raised truck, American flag tattoo type dude. Yeah. And I'm just like, this douchebag, Yeah. Then we have a consultation, and he's very confronting me, like very, I'm just like, oh man, do I really want to like sign up to do this guy's sleeve? Yeah. But you just, the era I came up in, you just do.
Well, you weren't allowed to just judge and walk away or whatever. No. You better work this shit out.
Yeah. You got to get it done. Dude. It's not like, no, it's not my style. It's not, that didn't exist back then. But so anyways, I begrudgingly do the tattoo, and this dude turns out to be the most sweetheart of a guy, dude. Like, his freaking wife got killed. You know, he's a single dad raising his kid on his own, and he's just like the most empathetic sweetheart of a guy. And every time he gets in my chair, I'm just like, Chance Gomez, you are an asshole for judging this guy. You don't judge anybody, because you don't even know what they're going through.
Yeah.
And the tattooing is like the most intimate experience, dude. People just open up, and that's my favorite part, man.
It is amazing, dude. Yeah. I got a lot of those stories. That's for damn sure.
Yeah, me too.
Shit'll get you tearing up, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, talk about like empathetic. It's weird if you don't have that trait as a tattooer to just be so cold and closed off and not open up to all of these different kinds of people. And they teach you so much about just different kinds of cultures and ways of thinking. And I don't know. It is really fulfilling.
Yeah. It changes you, man, if you let it, dude.
Yeah. I just, even just simply like, not judging people by they come in and they're maybe like boisterous and tough guy or whatever, or they're real quiet and they don't really give you a lot of information, and then you sit down and you start trying to pull it out of them a little bit, and then they get comfortable, then they open up, and it goes from a little tattoo to like I always wanted a full sleeve, you know, and then you're like, well, fucking let's be homies, dude. Let's do this, you know? And if you don't take that time to like be patient with people and open up and give them the benefit of the doubt, so many doors like just don't fucking open, man. And
dude, that's well, I shouldn't say the point. That's like one of the biggest parts of tattooing to me is the experience and the time spent with another human, right? The art is its own thing, right? And, you know, you work as hard as you can to do your best at that.
Yeah.
But as far as like someone coming to get a tattoo, especially if they're, well, I shouldn't say that either. From the smallest tattoo to a bodysuit, man, you're giving them an experience. And in return, you're receiving an experience.
Yeah.
So it's like, that's the biggest part. It's not, it doesn't really matter, the tattoo, in a sense, when you're like opening up, when someone's opening up to you, and sometimes they don't, and that's fine too, but you just learn a lot about yourself and other people and community from tattooing. At least I have.
Yeah.
You know, I couldn't imagine like just drawing things on people, you know, like, and I know people do that, and that's cool. Like whatever, like however you get the thing that you want to be done, but like I can't close myself off like that, dude.
Yeah.
Like I go home and paint or draw Flash when I want to just close myself off and do art, you know. Like tattooing is a whole other thing to me.
I still have some great people I met 20 years ago through tattooing. I have so many of my really close friends that I admire and look up to came from tattooing.
Oh yeah,
you know?
dude.
Like my wife came from tattooing too, you know. Met her in the shop, and then I met her 10 years later, you know, but
that's cool.
Yeah.
Dang.
So, yeah. But I don't know. It's tattooing. It can be all of the feels, you know, it can stress you the fuck out.
Yeah.
It can make you so incredibly happy. It can make you cry. Like I've definitely been in the middle of tattooing with hearing some pretty people, they open up to you, man. They're vulnerable. They're hurting, you know, and they share those stories with you. And I'm like a firm believer in like weird energy and good energy that you can feel off of people. I don't know how many times you've been working on people's ribs for hours on end, and if they're not feeling it, it makes you so tense.
Oh God,
it makes you so it's exhausting.
You come home and you're just like dead.
Yeah. And I never really know how to verbally express that other than just like the energy from their tenseness and stuff like comes into you, and I don't know.
Dude, I got so there was a time, I don't know, it's probably about a decade ago, when I was like getting really bummed out on tattooing. You probably had that in your career where you're just like, man, like whatever the case may be, like I can't pull a fucking straight line. I don't know how to design anything. I can't draw. Like I can't, you know, when you sit down, you can't even draw a rose. Like I was going through one of those times, just like, is this like what I should be doing? You know, like, do I need to go back and do something else because this is not working out for me, like mentally?
Yeah.
And I had this little old lady come in, and her husband had just passed away, and she wanted to get his signature on her arm. You know, kind of a typical, I wasn't thinking about it type moment. Sure, sit down, $100, let's go.
Yeah.
And afterwards, she looked at the signature, and she started weeping, and she was just like, "Can I give you a hug?" Sure enough, my tears started falling. We're hugging, just like, oh my God. And like that moment, just like freaking, it was just like a lightning jolt in my spirit. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Like this is what I'm supposed to be doing. It's not, like I was saying earlier, it's not as much about the art like you were placing the emphasis on. It's more about like the full experience. I was just looking at the small part of it and not the whole. So I keep that. I still got the little stencil of her husband's name in my machine drawer.
That's cool.
So anytime I'm like bummed out, I just look at that and like, oh no, you're good, dude. Just keep on going.
Yeah. Dude, tattooing can kick your ass, man. Like it can make you like, I guess what we're talking about, there's all the feels, ups and downs. Those downs are rough, man. Like, I don't even know how I'm gonna tell this story, but
let's go.
The moon phases, like the whole fucking the moon phases.
Tattooed it dozens of times.
Yeah. So I did, I don't know, what is there, like 6 in a row or something? Mm-hmm. I did those and I felt good about them. But I was having a great time with the client and I was talking my ass off and giving her a great experience and everything. She was really happy with it. I took a picture and I didn't really think much about it. And then I was like sitting down with my wife later that night and we were having dinner and I was like, she's like, "What did you do today?" And I was like, I don't know if you ever do this, but you're like, I don't know. I totally forgot what I did. Yeah, it's like you can be so busy all day long and then you just completely forget. So I pulled out the pictures and I was like, oh, I did this moon. God, why does this look like 6 cookies? Just like the texture, in different phases of being bitten. The texture just got too 3D or something. I don't know, but I was fucking depressed for like 2 weeks off that shit, dude. And I was like scared to go in and do my next tattoo. And I don't know. You
could be on a roll and then one thing like that will just break you, just crush you forever.
I don't know how your partner is, but my wife is straight up like, she goes, "Yep, that looks terrible. It looks like 6 cookies." And I'm like, fuck, man. Which I think continue to help crush you and kick you while you're down. But I
admire
appreciate the honesty. I really do with her. But yeah, I was bummed out for but it did make me go in and reassess the tattoos that I did for the next couple of weeks. Is this the best I can do? Mm-hmm. Am I...
how am I going to shade this? How am I going to shade
slow
this?
Down, yeah. Because it's also, you tend to get into that like grind of let's do this.
Yeah, if you're doing bangers like that too.
I got like three appointments today. Plus I got 2 meetings with 2 different artists that are fucking off and like they're not doing what they need to do. And then I got a meeting with their partner and then like, that shit can get all overwhelming. I was never really that great. How are you at like organizing your time? Like, are you good at compartmentalizing like?
That's a good question.
Home life versus work and family.
Yeah, family has always been number one for me. But also I've learned that like work plays into that, So I grew up and my dad was always the breadwinner. He would always go to work. I would always see him working hard, see him exhausted. Me and my brother, we started working at the family business at a young age. Yeah. So we always worked because we always saw the example of my dad working. So my kids need to know that I work hard, or so they will know what it takes when they're old enough. So that's my mentality. So I those 2 things, work, tattooing, and family life, kind of like feed off each other for me. Yeah. As far as everything else, dude, that I do, like, going to shows and going to conventions and doing everything else, paintings, art shows. Like, I'm the type of dude, like, if you give me a goal, I'm going to make time for it and I'm going to meet that goal. Yeah. So just like those art shows that I've done. Yeah. No video games, no listening to records. You got to focus. This is free time. Like any free time you have, you do that. So that's how I've always been. I guess I'm okay at it.
Yeah. As long as you're fulfilling your priorities of, that family and everything. And we do the same thing. We work a lot, like pretty much every day, but we bring our kids along with us, you know, so we'll be here packing orders with the team on Saturday and then we'll be working nights, going over everything that we need to do together and then working during the day. But we only want our kids to be around us. So it's like,
Oh yeah. That's the reason I stopped doing the music thing. Essentially, I was out on a tour, 3-week tour. My son, he had to have been 2 years old, maybe.
Yeah.
And it was like at the dawn of FaceTime. It was like Skype, So every few days I'd Skype with them. And, we're at, what was it, Indianapolis. It's actually a really cool little bar, like a Viking bar, playing a show there. And before the show, I'm Skyping, and like my son, he's in the bathtub and saying his ABCs for the first time. And I'm just like, what the fuck are you doing, dude? You're out here with your buddies playing punk music in the Midwest. When you're missing these moments. So I was just like, all right, this is the last one. And then that was that. And I came back and I had Mia's tattoo, Homesick, on the top of my knuckles,
Nice. Yeah.
And that was that.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, like this is a different phase of life, You're a dad now. You got to be around. Tattooing is a whole like other like marriage and family in itself that you have to stay true to. But now you have this family to stay true to. You can't be, fucking off.
Tattooing can lend itself to a good like open mornings to be able to get your kid up, get him to
for
school.
sure.
I love that shit.
Totally,
I'm able to drive my kids to school.
Oh yeah.
And then I'm fortunate enough to where I got the shop rolling good enough over the years that I don't have to be there at nights now. But so I'm able to go pick up my kids, and that's like I'm incredibly fortunate for that.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Well, I'm so thankful I'm in the position now. Like, and I've always kind of worked at shops where like, it was the homies that owned the shop,
Yeah.
So I've always had a little bit of freedom.
Yeah.
But now it's amazing,
Yeah.
With me and Mary Beth at our shop, because we're both parents, all of our artists are parents, so.
Yeah. Tell me more about your shop, Collective. In Las Vegas.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you and Mary Beth are partners on that, right? And then you've always been, I just feel like really good at keeping people around and nurturing them and teaching and.
Yeah, I mean, it works out that way, man. I guess some say I'm a natural at mentoring, I guess.
Yeah.
I've known Ryan for, almost 2 decades now.
Yeah.
He was apprenticing at a shop that the guy that apprenticed me worked at for a little bit, and like we connected on like punk music and stuff. So like we always stayed in touch, and I ended up mentoring him and getting him signed off, and like we've just been best bros ever since, Bree was Mary Beth's apprentice, but Mary Beth, her husband's in the military, and she had to move during Bree's apprenticeship. So I took on Bree for, helped finish. Yeah. And she was with us. Dahlia. It's almost like now that I look back, I kind of had like a little bit of a bleeding heart. Yeah. Because Ryan, he was going to quit tattooing. And I was just like, because dude, literally he's like my favorite artist in the world. Even back then he was my favorite artist. I'm like, dude, you can't quit tattooing. Bro.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out, dude. I'll talk to the owner, dude. We'll get you over here, signed off, whatever we got to do. And then Dahlia. So Dahlia was apprenticing as piercer at Red Handed Tattoo, where I worked at. And the person apprenticing her, took off. So she was just like bummed out, didn't have nothing to do. So I was like, and she drew, and I was like, we were homies because we both like the same kind of music, and we're both vegans. And I was like, well, you want to learn how to tattoo? I'll teach you. And
nice.
So, and then Mary Beth had to travel. So sure, I'll take you.
You're a lover, dude.
Same thing happened with Jeffrey, dude. Jeffrey, he had wanted to quit tattooing, and Bree had gotten pregnant, and I was like, well, come through, dude. You can don't quit, dude. You could work while she's out. And then he just became family, and we just kept him. Like, so I don't know. I guess I can teach. I don't know.
You have lovable energy.
Kind.
Too. Yeah. You're kind.
I don't know. I hate talking about myself, dude. I don't like as far as I'm concerned, I'm a piece of shit.
No, that's very far from the truth. Well, that kind of brought me up. Like, I don't know if we could try to like help lessons be learned and stuff from our experiences. Your experience. Well, we won't mention names, but you're working in a shop that I don't know. Can you tell me a little bit about roughly what happened when you showed up in this shop that you were putting all your time and energy into?
Sure.
was locked up and all of your shit was inside.
Yeah, man. Trauma. That's what happened to me.
Yeah. All of your tattoo equipment.
Yeah.
You had been paying rent or your commission. I don't remember where you were at that.
Yeah, and it wasn't just me. It was a shop that I had. I had gotten Ryan a job there.
Oh, okay.
I was apprenticing Dahlia there.
Yeah.
Our buddy Steve got him a job there. So it was like a lot of my friends too. And some other artists that had become my friends as well. Well, anyways, I mean, I don't know all the specifics. Like there's some hearsay that, you know, with the AC had broken the shop, right?
Yeah.
And the landlord had refused to put up the money to fix it. So the owner was holding rent and this and that. And then finally the landlord locked the doors or whatever that case may be. All I know is that we came into work one day and the doors were locked, you know, and we're just like, that was brutal, you know.
Appointments on the books. Everybody's shit's in there locked up.
No way of even like going to another shop to tattoo because we didn't have any shit, dude. We didn't have any equipment. We didn't, you know, what are you going to do? Go to a shop and just be like, hey, I don't even have a portfolio to show you, but I can tattoo. Can I use your machines? And
damn, 100% of your stuff was locked up.
Everything.
And then, what ended up happening? How did it kind of...
Dude, I went home,
canceled your appointment.
Canceled all my appointments, told him like, I'll get it figured out, whatever. Kept trying to talk to the owner, seeing when we could get our stuff at least.
Yeah.
And dude, after like 4 or 5 days, I was just like, bro, it's like, that's it.
Yeah.
Like there's no getting our shit back, dude. Like either I put up a few $1,000s, try to get some new machines and stuff and try to go get a job at another shop right now, or I just quit altogether. And I literally was, because this was actually during one of my low points that had happened too. So it was just like, I was like, oh man, dude, maybe once again, maybe it's not working out, man. Yeah. And I had recently befriended Mary Beth. I think I don't know if I did her sleeve or her neck at the time, but we had spent a substantial amount of time together and we were friends. And we would talk on occasion, like just about our lives and tattoo stuff. And so I hit her up because, a lot of, I don't want to demonize anybody, but there wasn't like a lot of people to talk to on a soul heartfelt level about tattooing, except like the people that were around me, like Ryan and stuff. And they were just in the same spot as I was. So I hit her up and I was just like, yo, I'm thinking about just hanging it up. I got a buddy that gave me a job at the Smith Center right now, dude. And I got a family, dude. Like I can't, it's been a week and I haven't made any money. And she was just like, no, dude, you cannot quit. Come here. You can use all my stuff, whatever. You could come in when I don't have appointments anytime. You can use my shit. And I was just like, oh my God, are you serious?
Yeah.
She's just like, yeah, dude, come through.
She got the same soul as you. You
guys
are a good match.
I was just like,
and then she kind of brought the squad over there, right? Didn't like a handful of you guys kind of all?
Yeah, well, I had Dahlia. Dahlia was my apprentice at the time. And this was a room like probably about as big as this, maybe even smaller. But yeah, and it was a wild time, dude.
Damn.
She would tattoo during the day. I would come in and just be like waiting for her to get done, go right in. Like my appointment would be there. I'd have Dahlia there. Like, and then she had using all her stuff, right? I was just like, bro, I'd never used like a Cheyenne or any of this stuff. I was still using coil machines, dude. And I was just like, well, looks like I got to fucking learn how to tattoo with this, or it's either that or don't tattoo.
Yeah.
So I figured all that out, and that was it. Like, it was great. It was like, I don't know, man. That happened for a reason.
Yeah.
She was there. It was all meant to be. The universe just put us together.
Yeah.
I credit her with just being there for me in my time of need. So
yeah, that's cool.
I might not be tattooing. I might not be right here if it wasn't for her.
Damn. So you guys came together. How long was it till you guys how long did you have to do that before you formed kind of a partnership and got onto a shop?
There's so much trauma around that, dude. Oh, really? Because I didn't have my shit still. It was probably a month before we got to get all our stuff out.
So you did end up getting it back.
We ended up,
I knew that. Yeah.
So the landlord agreed to just let us in there And I don't even know why, dude.
Yeah,
I was
that's
like,
super nice on his part.
Dude.
He probably just like didn't want all the shit, honestly.
well, yeah, and they only let us in for like an hour.
Okay.
It was just like, you guys are allowed to come in for an hour. I don't know what the deal was, but I was just like, I've called Dahlia. I was like, we got to load up my car in an hour, like a whole station. You know how much it is. It's like moving a freaking. It's like moving an apartment. You know,
and all that shit means something to you.
Yeah. So we just blew through there and got it all out. That was like a month after that. And then I had my own stuff. I want to say it was about 6 months.
Yeah.
We were tattooing in Mary Beth's little private room, and Ryan had gone to another shop where he did not like the vibe. It wasn't his jam. So he would come over there all the time. We had Bree and Dahlia in there in this tiny little space, just crunched in. Like they'd be out in like the hallways and stuff, like working on these big paintings and stuff. And we'd get in trouble and be like, yo, you guys can't do that. You got to come in here. So we had them set up on little TV trays, like in the corner drawn and stuff. Anyways. And then our buddy Steve, he was working at like in a makeshift like spot at another shop, like in a back room with no lights, So like everyone was just like, it just made sense. Like, I don't know how the conversation came about, but I was just talking to Mary Beth and I was like, look, like these are all my friends. Like we got people. You think we could like get a bigger room? I think that's how it started. And then we're just like, why don't we just try to fucking do a shop?
Yeah.
And I had no idea how to do a shop.
Yeah.
I'm a punk rock street kid, dude, came up writing graffiti.
Yeah.
And we figured it out. We found a spot. I think we maxed out our credit cards and like, and we did it, dude. And I was just like, I don't know what I'm doing.
You were able to get into a spot that was already built out for tattooing too, right?
It was, but it was kinda. Yeah. I don't even understand how it was.
I never went into it before.
Dude, there was no running hot water in any of the stations. Yeah, I have no idea. We had to run our own hot water.
I think that shop was run kind of underground.
Yeah, I think so.
Like, yeah.
Huh. Appointment only type.
Yeah.
There's no way it was up to code, but anyways, it was somewhat built out. Okay. The stations were at least built out.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So you jumped in there, built that out all together, and came together. And you guys have been open now for
let me think, dude. 2016.
Okay, so
almost 10 years. Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah.
I can remember just being like, I don't know how to do this. And then, so after we opened, like a handful of freaking months later, Mary Beth's like, yo, my husband got stationed up in Oregon. We got to move. So I was just by myself all of a sudden, dude,
Yeah.
Just like trying to pay the bills and figure everything out, like literally figuring it out on my own. And I didn't think I had what it took. And luckily, my wife was so encouraging because I was just like, I don't know how to be a leader. I don't know how to be a boss. I've never done any of these roles ever before in my life, let alone like deal with money and, this and that. And she's like, dude, you got what it takes. Like, you're a great leader, you're compassionate. You love people, you came up in a time of tattooing where like there was like hard stances on things. So you're not going to be, easy, but you're also compassionate. So I don't know. I guess that just worked out in my favor because here we are.
Is there any like advice you have for like creating partnerships? Like lately that's been on my mind a lot. Like you and Mary Beth seem to have obviously worked out really well together, but those can be like really interesting times. I myself have partnered up with a lot of people that didn't compliment me and work with me well. I don't know.
Well, you said it right there, dude. Complimenting. You gotta. Well, you're married, dude.
Yeah.
So
we have
a partnership is like a marriage where
1,000%.
You have to give. You have to swallow your pride, and you have to give. You have to see like what good the other partner has to offer, and you have to let them run with that.
Yeah.
And vice versa.
Yeah.
If it's not like both ways, like Mary Beth is very good with like business and like
marketing.
Yeah. All that
building
stuff,
community,
all the stuff that I'm not good with.
Yeah.
I'm good with like just hands on. Like
Correct.
I'm good with like, you know, the clientele. I'm good with all of our artists, like hands on, you know, that like I talk to them about their lives. Like they're feel comfortable when they come into work, you know, not like this is just like, you know, sergeant, like barking orders, you know,
it's not a transaction.
So like we're both let each other excel in what we're good at. I mean, I'm blessed, you know, to have her that it all came together like that, because like, I could have never gone out and found a partner. Yeah. Like I could have never,
No.
I never would have tried to open a shop on my own, because I just want a tattoo, you know. I don't care about
it's two completely
all the rest
worlds.
of the stuff.
Yeah.
You know,
there's like not too many of us that can really battle their way through both of them.
Yeah.
You know, it's like pretty rare.
Yeah.
But you know, you understand and respect and like you said, like you create your portion of the puzzle and she creates hers. And
oh yeah, dude.
I've sat in on a few bad partnership stories recently, and I'm like, man, I feel like we need to talk about this more within our community, because there's always these like kind of explosive moments where people either gang up and leave or just get in, you know, the partnership splits up at one shop, or the owner gets all cracked out, and then everybody basically like creates these spontaneous partnerships, which can be real dangerous, you know. And create even more drama after all the money's brought in, and then nobody communicated about these expectations of each other and stuff. I don't know. I kind of want to like start putting together some more information for tattooers specifically about how to do that, because I've made all the mistakes.
Well, money and the chasing after it as like the top priority is not. That's not the jam. Yeah. You're always going to come up short if that's all you're chasing, you know.
For sure. You've got to be in love with what you're doing. And
and you have to have the partnership can't revolve around money, you know. Yeah. That's why those partnerships never work. Yeah. Or they just become cold and vivid, you know, not like something I would want to be a part of. Yeah. I think that's what makes our partnership work a lot too, is that we both tattoo as well, you know. Yeah. We're not like trying to just make money off a shop tattooing. Yeah. That's kind of secondary, you know. We tattoo and then like we do the shop together, and that if I'm honest, that makes it a lot easier as well. Yeah, that mutual respect amongst everybody's goals and stuff. But you guys do real good. Is it annually you do an art show, or you just kind of happen to have somebody on the team like put something together? Like seems like you do a lot of art shows. We've done, I think, collectively 3. Oh, okay. You know, so we did 2 last year. I did a solo art show, then we did a shop show, and then Ryan did a show this year. And that was just a blessing that it had just happened. One of our old clients from a decade ago started a gallery. Oh, yeah, Screaming Demon? Yeah, Screaming Demon. Okay, yeah. Our buddy Frank. And, you know, I'm always painting. So he hit me up 2 years ago and was just like, hey, man, I'm starting this gallery. Like, you know, I look up to you. Like, I wouldn't be whatever doing art or interested if it wasn't for all you guys. And I would love to have you. And I was just like, you want paintings right now, dude? I probably got like 30 paintings in my garage doing nothing. He was like, sure. So I went down, gave him a bunch of paintings to hang up. And then he's like, I want you to do a solo show. And I'm like, all right, cool. Give me 6 months. Yeah. Did that. And then decided to have the shop, a group art show. And that was really fun. That keeps people motivated, you know. Dude. I don't know how you are, but like it drives me nuts if I see any of our artists, like or anybody on the team, just kind of sitting around doing nothing. Like that fucking doesn't even make sense to me. Like, and these days it's harder and harder with us being all so easily distracted by TikTok and Instagram and all this bullshit that's in our pocket. Every sports game, whatever you're into, you can just stop doing what you're doing and zone out. But you're fucking at work, like how as such a nice guy, how do you feel that you show and keep your team like motivated to constantly be creating? I lead by example, bro. Exactly. You know, like assuming I've always like Well, coming up in the era of tattooing and graffiti and all that stuff, like there wasn't no copying shit like there is now. Like we've gotten a little bit lazy with that, but I've always just drawn and painted all the time. There's no other way to learn or get better.
Yeah.
You know, and so like a lot of these people that work at our shop, I've known them for over a decade.
Yeah.
And so they've always just watched me. They watched me before they were even tattoo artists, what I did.
Yeah.
You know, and they've seen me do that for 10, 15 years now, all the time, drawing, painting all the time. And it's just bled off on them.
Yeah.
You know, I would hate to be like, you need to be drawing, you need to be painting, you know, like,
yeah.
That's not the type of leadership it's not my jam, dude. I go in and do my best, and like, that's the standard. You guys go in and do your best. And bro, I love it.
Yeah.
I walk into my shop any given day, and if people aren't tattooing, they're working on, like, now is the records, your record show over there.
Yeah.
Everyone's working on their records,
stoked,
you know.
Man. Thank you for that.
Like when Ryan, this past year, Ryan had his art show, so he was always working on. He had like 4 or 5 paintings he's working on every day. And you know, when you see someone else working on painting and it's sick, you're just like, oh, dude, I need to get to work. I
miss that. I feel like I kind of am not able to fulfill that like I did my whole entire career, with me being so kind of taking on so many other projects.
Yeah.
There's this like underlying guilt, you know, that I'm not there, that I've always tried to battle with, and not tried to battle with, but been battling with, you know.
Well, you're just following passions, you know.
Yeah.
So like, you know, this stuff might not last forever, but you'll still have like a canvas or a pad to go back and draw on. It's like the same. I think about music. Like I kind of feel like guilty. I look at my guitar. I'm like, damn, dude, I haven't picked that up in like a month or two. Like, I haven't written a song in a few years or whatnot. But I'm like, I've accepted it in my life. You know, I'm like, that guitar will always be there. You know, right now you got 2 teenagers and a shop and you know, clients to take care of, and now a new puppy. Like there's other things that demand your time right now that'll be there to come back to, you know.
I think that comes with age too, you know, like, well, especially kids, and all your time gets incredibly limited. You start to really understand, like, I can't do everything. Like I do have those inner battles, but I also don't feel heavy guilt or anything, because I am genuinely in love with what I'm doing, and I think that shows. So hopefully that, you know, people just try to stay motivated and do stuff around me and my team and stuff. But
yeah, dude.
It's
I mean, you motivate me.
I want to paint all fucking day.
You motivate me, dude. Bro, you had a freaking mural company going before you started all this, Jam.
Yeah, I did. Yeah. So I definitely am not shy about producing art. I want to do it every day, all day long.
Yeah.
But
so do I.
You know, but I also, I'm creating, and I get to work with artists all day long, every day.
Yeah.
And we have such a great team, and we have that family culture too. And now I'm just trying to merge it all. And I think by throwing like group art shows and stuff at the shop, then that gives your artists to-dos, you know? So if they have deadlines, which we as all artists need deadlines. So then they'll be doing less time TikToking than, you know, we just need fucking direction and a spank on the bottom. You know,
because artists we're just crazy people.
We're all like,
we'll just do
raging meth butterflies, tweaky butterflies. You're
just like, I'm over here drawing this. Nope. Now I'm over here. I'm like designing this. Nope. Now I'm over here. Like all over the place. You should see my garage studio. It's a nightmare. But not to me. I go in there, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm working on this. I'm in the middle of doing that right now. Like now that my kids are a little older and they're obsessed with drawing and illustrating. So now we're building out this building or this warehouse thing that we have. It's like a big ass shed. We're building that out to where it'll be like family space and creative space only. So when you're out there, it's only for paint nights only for, I'm going to put fucking instruments out there and stuff. I don't even know how to play them, but I just want all the kids to be like, have creative access to it. You know? That's cool.
So I got to get you come over some night. We'll just do that.
That's great.
So we need I don't know, where's tattooing going for you? Do you feel that you have some like any new goals or like a direction you'd like to?
I've been
styles maybe to focus on.
Man, I've been obsessed with Japanese Asian style work for a long time. since I was a little kid.
Yeah.
So that has been something that has come into fruition in my tattooing over the past, I guess, 5-10 years. So like that's a never ending pool to reach into for me. And I mean that the possibilities with that are endless, another bodysuit, another sleeve, just like in these projects for these long-term projects. And I love that.
Yeah.
I love having a big long-term project. I love persevering through something. And then at the very end, you have this big thing you accomplished, you and another person. And it's just like, oh, it's the best feeling to me in the world. So that's where just more of that for me.
So exposing your clients to just bigger.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I love doing like the black and gray realism.
I know you're a real well-rounded tattooer.
I've fallen in love with it. I didn't really like it too much early on, but I'm okay with it now.
Yeah. I would love to sit down more with anybody doing black and gray and learn. It's something that I kind of dabbled in the very beginning of my career and then just kind of took off on bold, colorful, illustrative shit.
Yeah.
But now I'm like, I kind of want to throw all my colors out and just do either black traditional work, like just black work, and pieces that are like I can comprehend, you know, like softball size.
Yeah, I always want to, in a sense, progress in my style.
Yeah.
But also progression and regression at the same time. To like honor like tradition, but do it in my own way where I'm pushing myself,
Yeah.
I've never been one to create a style. I've always even when I was doing graffiti, I would always, I'd always stick to, whatever bubble letters or character or a wild style, with like the 3Ds this way or, this or that. So that's kind of like just how I am with tattooing. If I'm going to do American traditional, I'm going to stick to the formula and do it to the best of my ability. And the same with Japanese. And the reason Japanese is so appealing to me is it's a never endless thing to learn. Yeah. Right. There's a million stories and there's a million things to learn. There's so much. It just goes on and on. Like I can do it to the best of my ability. Yeah. I can do it and create kind of my own, vibe of it.
Yeah.
And honor these traditions that I can continue to learn and learn and learn and learn. Yeah. I feel like it'll be a lifetime. Like it's not, I guess that's the point. It's not something you can master.
Yeah. So you want to stick with that for now. Yeah. And go big.
I just want to keep going. Yeah. I just want to learn.
Yeah.
Even in my personal life, that's all I want to do is learn.
It's the best.
I'm reading 3 or 4 books all the time at any given time. I just want to learn. Good. I want to learn about more about myself. I want to learn about art. I want to learn about music, culture, everything, other people's life experiences.
Yeah.
And so obviously, and with tattooing, that's what I want to do.
Yeah.
Even if it takes a different direction, who knows? I'm open to it. I'm not one of these guys that's kind of just like a lot of people these days are just rigid and stuck in their style. This is what I do. Come to me for this. And if that works for you, that's great. But that ain't me, man.
That's a struggle. That's why we're seeing a lot of people getting part-time jobs and stuff.
I want to learn. I want to learn more. Yeah. If it takes me in the realism direction, I'll go that direction. I don't.
Well, and you could meet some new fun clients that you make those connections with, and they know that you're putting your all into it and they even know that you're probably not. It's kind of awesome how clients can be so rad sometimes, and they know that this isn't your thing, but they kind of they just want to connect with you. So once you do bend a little and give them a little more of what they want and stop getting in your own way, you can build some great tattoos and great relationships.
Oh yeah. You learn about yourself. You learn about what you're capable of.
And
tattooing.
That client's fucking happy, dude.
Yeah,
you may be able to kind of pick your tattoo apart or something, but fuck, dude, every tattoo you do, you should be learning something. So don't be afraid to try some new shit. And
I honestly don't understand when people just, and don't get me wrong, I'm not shitting on it, but when they just do this thing and that's just what they do, and they don't progress, they don't degress, they don't try anything new.
Yeah.
That's not how I came up. And that's just not how I'm
wired.
Yeah. Totally, dude. I'm just man, I want to learn more. I want to do more. I want to.
I feel like life that's kind of one of the only bummer things to me about life is that I can't learn everything.
Yeah,
like I can't be this welder. I can't be this wood fabricator guy. Like I want to do all this stuff, but now I'm realizing like, all right, just be in love with what you're doing and just try to be the fucking best at whatever it is that you're doing and evolve and learn. Like you said, learn shit new every day.
There's that Jerry quote. It takes, you could go to college for 10, 20 years, become a doctor. It takes a lifetime to be a tattooer. Bro, the first time I heard that, I was just like, yes, this is what I want to do. I want to be a tattooer because there's just endless possibilities. That's what the whole appeal is to me. Yeah. There's just endless amounts of possibility with it.
Yeah.
And even with a lot of these new guys doing like different styles, creating styles, like even though I realize that's not my lane to like create a style, dude, bro, I want to learn that style. Dude, I want to figure out how you're doing that. How are you putting like these huge fields of color, dude? How are you doing like the weird lighting like that, dude? Like, you know, we grew up in a time where it was
like 3 styles to choose from.
Yeah. And then when people start doing chrome and stuff, we're just like, whoa, what? Boom. You know, black and blue chrome. What the?
I'm assuming that was all the graffiti dudes and influencing, like getting in there like that, you know? Yeah, I don't know. That's fun. Well, I love your outlook on everything, man. I love your energy, dude. I'm incredibly blessed to like have you in my life and
you as well.
Yeah. I don't know. Anything you want to say to wrap it up here? You got all these youngsters out here, maybe some. I don't know. Like,
just stay true to yourself, man. Yeah. Always learn. Always be open. Always be open to other people's viewpoints and their lifestyles, and be empathetic for others. You know, the best thing in life is learning about other people and their experience and. That's the only way we can understand each other, understand the world, understand art, tattooing.
Yeah.
Just fill in the blank. That's how you understand. You're open. Open to learn.
Yeah. We've been pushing this lately. Not pushing, but this is just one of our new, a kind word is never wasted. And
true.
It's like
it's a proverb.
Yeah, it's just a simple fucking thing.
Yeah, man.
I love it. So how do we get a hold of you?
You can call the shop, Collective Tattoo Parlor. I don't even have the phone number memorized. mainly go to our Instagram. Dude, my wife is like, so like we're at this convention a few weeks ago, and I printed out like a portfolio, like a regular portfolio. It's the first time since before the pandemic. Put it on the table. And she's like, dude, you don't even have like business cards with like shit on them or anything. Like, how do you expect people to get a hold of you? And I'm like, on the very last page of my portfolio is like a scan that goes to my Instagram. Then you got to go to my Instagram and read all the shit, find my email. Then you got to email me and then wait for the response. I'm like, I want like real clients, I want them to do all the work, If they do all the work and get a hold of me, I know that you're down.
You're down.
Yeah. But anyways, I'll still take walk-ins. You walk into my shop, I'll take a walk-in.
Okay.
But yeah.
What days are you in the shop?
I'm in the shop Wednesday through Saturday.
Yeah.
And then my Instagram is at C Gromez. Shop Instagram is at Collective Tattoo Parlor. Yeah. Catch me there.
Yeah, dude. You have such a great crew, and and we're in Las Vegas. You're in Las Vegas.
Yes, Las Vegas, Nevada.
Yeah. So, well, dude, thank you so much, man.
Oh, you're welcome. Pleasure. It's a pleasure.
Really, really pumped. I really appreciate you taking the time, dude.
Of course, man.
I'm looking forward to working with you. I'm looking forward to seeing what your team does with the records.
Heck yeah.
I know you guys are so talented. And
I'm already almost done with mine.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. I'm going to get on mine tonight then. Shit.
Yeah, dude. Get to work.
Well, thanks for tuning in, guys. We greatly, greatly appreciate all the support. The following's been going great. It just means a lot to us, and we're just out there just being tattoo nerds trying to share our stories, and it's pretty fulfilling, dude.
Yeah.
We'll see you around.
Take her easy.
Have a good one.